up, YouTube? Topaz Yates back for another mixtape review, and this one is to that Yelawolf Hotel, in which he released this as a celebration for the new Slamerican website that got posted up. And you know, I mean, that's a little bit of a shaky reason to drop anything, but in the end, I could care less. I only care about the quality music that gets released, and that's exactly what this is. This is a pretty dope project right here, bro. I mean, even though it was brief, and then there's a bunch of teasers all throughout there, man, I feel as though the songs that are there were really solid, bro. Like, this is one thing that I always consistently tell people. Like, I'd rather have 5 dope songs than have a mixtape of 20-something tracks and have to skip through and find 3 good ones out of it. My favorite songs off this is starting with that You Shoulda Known track, in which that joint is just beautiful. Love the production, love the whole, love everything about it. What he's ultimately rapping about on it is he's always been real about who he is, on how he really ain't about much and stuff, man. How he enjoys these certain things, and how can you be mad at him when he's being who he is. It really comes off as, you know, how people tend to make you seem like you're more than what you are when you've been telling them all along that this is what you are, this is what you're gonna do. Like something that women do to men that they try to date. They try to make it seem like he can evolve into being something else when he ultimately been keeping it real from the beginning of this is what I am, and then she gonna get mad at him over that. I really like that Renegades track. Now what he's talking about on there is it doesn't matter if you're a renegade like he's claiming to be, whether you are a typical worker, if you're a hustler, all of this, man, we're all involved in the same struggle here in America and such. And you know, that has a lot of truth to it, unless you're black. Because if you're black, you got a unique type of struggle in which your struggle is remaining alive from getting shot dead in the streets and people not getting punished and rewarded for doing such. So it's a different struggle, but that's a whole nother video. I really like that Someday track, man, because I especially feel what he's talking about on it, because he's talking about the city or places that people are raised in and such, on how that kind of just gets a grab hold of you and it makes you feel a certain way, and a lot of people never make it out because of that. And I've lived in places that are like that, bro. And that's why a lot of rappers who come up out of certain areas in which nobody ever comes out of, man, that's why they hold them down so much, because they look at them like you did something that no one else here could do. But yet here's the real talk though, man. It doesn't cost nothing to get an airplane ticket to just go somewhere. I know nobody wants to just go and start all over. But if this place that you're at, most people die blocks away from where they're born and nobody amounts to anything, you have higher aspirations, man, you need to get up out of there. That Be Yourself track, man, was a perfect example of a pretty dope song that can get ruined by the feature that you got on there. In which I didn't even know that Bubba Sparxxx was signed to Slamerican and such, man, but he obviously is. But Bubba Sparxxx ultimately ruined this track that could have been something really good, as Yelawolf is ultimately talking about you're not interesting if you're not being unique to yourself, if you're not having your own opinions and stuff, man. But besides that, man, look at the song like In Love Tonight, which is the biggest tease of this entire project here, man, because just listening to that intro, you realize that song has potential to be a classic, bruh. And I'm really mad that he didn't drop it, but I kind of can understand, because if he got a full song behind it and it's as good as this intro sounding, dude, then it may be too good to give away for free. So I'm feeling them. Eventually, if it does come out, I'm getting that joint. Overall, even though it's super brief, man, it's definitely one of the better projects to come out this year. I give this joint an 8 out of 10. But this concludes today's review, and now we're going to jump into a brief instrumental from underground producers, the Sumerians, before we jump into the news, and then jump into an article from downloadpass.com. Chart dropped and Solange came in #1 overall, selling 72,000 equivalency units. And I have not got a chance to actually sit down and listen to that Solange album like that, but I'm hearing all good things, so it's definitely one that I'm going to try to peep out. And then Dave East came in at #37 with 13,000 equivalency units and such, man, in which that's interesting, as he announced again that this is not his debut album. But anyway, on to today's article from downloadpass.com. And today's article is just an observation that I've had for quite some time, man, on how people just really don't like new content, bro. I mean, when you think about it, every day there's new content dropping, there's new mixtapes coming out, there's new albums coming out, man, that people never give a chance to. But yet, all of these same people want to talk about how bored they are, how they ain't got no new music. And what it all basically boils down to is they're not getting anything new from these particular artists that they already like, one. Or two, the media that constantly promotes to them, they're not promoting anything directly to them. So therefore they feel as though there's nothing that came out. Every day you got a chance to peep out something new, bro. Every day you got a chance to listen to new music, but yet you just particularly do not like new content. That's all that it ultimately boils down to. If you don't have anything promoting it to you that excites you, then you don't care enough to peep out anything just for the sake of it being new. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there, and you can go to downloadpads.com, that's down there, to read today's article.